Simon Cowell, a name synonymous with talent shows like Britain's Got Talent and The X Factor, is known to millions for his sharp critiques and unyielding standards. But behind the scenes of his public persona lies a life marked by profound heartbreak and personal tragedy. In the face of unimaginable pain, including the tragic loss of both his parents, Simon found himself at a crossroads. Yet, through it all, he discovered a source of hope and healing in the most unexpected place: his son, Eric. The heartbreaking, tragic life of Simon Cowell from Britain's Got Talent offers a glimpse into the depths of his struggles and the incredible power of love and perseverance.
I got a job in EMI music publishing in the mailroom. Within 3 months, we started our own record label, and then I had my first hit.
Good. What tricks?
Yeah, really crazy.
Lauren and Simon welcomed their son Eric Philip Cowell in February 2014. Eric's birth was a life-changing experience for Cowell, who has often spoken about how much he loves being a father.
Simon Cowell's journey to becoming one of the most influential figures in the entertainment industry began in London, where he was born in 1959. Raised in a lively household, Simon's father, Eric Cowell, worked as an estate agent and property developer, while his mother, Julie Brett, was a ballet dancer and socialite. Simon's early years were marked by a blend of discipline and creativity, with his parents instilling in him a strong work ethic and a love for music. Simon's first taste of the music industry came when he joined EMI Music Publishing as a mailroom clerk. This entry-level job may have seemed unremarkable, but it was Simon's first step into the world that would eventually make him a household name. From sorting mail, he quickly advanced, showing a keen understanding of the business and a sharp ear for talent. In the early 1980s, Simon took a bold step by founding his record label, Fanfare Records. Though the label enjoyed initial success with pop hits, it eventually folded, leaving Simon with a harsh lesson in the volatility of the music industry. Undeterred, Simon continued to push forward, determined to make a name for himself. His big break came when he signed the dance-pop duo Robson and Jerome, whose single Unchained Melody became a massive hit, cementing Simon's reputation as a savvy music producer. The turning point in Simon's career came with the creation of The X Factor in 2004. The show not only revolutionized the talent show format, but also launched the careers of numerous global superstars, including Leona Lewis and One Direction. Simon's candid and often brutally honest judging style made him a standout figure on television, earning him both admiration and criticism. But success wasn't all that defined Simon. There were deep emotional battles behind the scenes. At the peak of his career, Simon Cowell was riding high on the success of Westlife's debut single, which had just soared to the top of the charts. But this professional triumph was abruptly eclipsed by a devastating personal loss. In 1999, as the celebration of Westlife's achievement was underway, Simon received the tragic news that his father, Eric Cowell, had passed away from a sudden heart attack. The shock of this loss hit Simon hard, turning what should have been a moment of pride and joy into one of deep sorrow. Eric Cowell was more than just a father to Simon. He was a mentor, a confidant, and a source of unwavering support. The bond they shared was one of mutual respect and admiration, and Eric's influence had played a significant role in shaping Simon's career. Losing him at such a crucial moment felt like the ground had been pulled out from under him. Simon later recounted that the flight back home after learning of his father's death was the longest and most agonizing journey he had ever experienced. The weight of the loss was overwhelming, and Simon struggled to come to terms with the reality that his father was gone forever. The impact of Eric's death was profound. Simon had always believed his parents would be there to witness his continued success, and to share in the highs and lows of his journey. But now, with his father gone, there was an emptiness that no amount of professional achievement could fill. The pain of this loss lingered, casting a shadow over the success that Simon had worked so hard to achieve. As Simon tried to navigate life without his father, another devastating blow struck. 16 years after Eric's death, in 2015, Simon's mother, Julie Brett, passed away. Julie had been a pillar of strength in Simon's life, providing love, guidance, and encouragement throughout his career. Her death marked the end of an era for Simon, leaving him to grapple with the reality of having lost both parents. Julie's passing plunged Simon into a deeper state of grief. The loss of his mother compounded the pain he had already been carrying since his father's death. Simon described feeling completely drifting, as if the very things that had once given his life meaning had been stripped away. The material success that had once seemed so important now felt hollow and insignificant. Just when Simon thought he had lost everything, an unexpected miracle brought light back into his life. The arrival of Simon Cowell's son, Eric, in 2014 marked a profound shift in his life. After years of feeling lost and weighed down by the grief of losing both parents, Simon found a new sense of purpose and joy in fatherhood. The moment he learned he was going to be a father was transformative. He described it as a turning point, where the despair that had consumed him began to lift, replaced by a sense of hope and happiness he hadn't felt in years. Eric's birth gave Simon a reason to look forward to each day. He found himself embracing the challenges and joys of being a father, a role that was entirely new to him, but one that he quickly grew to cherish. The bond between Simon and Eric was immediate and strong, with Simon often expressing how his son had brought light back into his life during what had been an incredibly dark period. Fatherhood also brought a deeper understanding of the love and care his parents had shown him. Simon often reflects on how his feelings for Eric mirrored the unconditional love his parents had given him. This realization brought him a sense of peace, knowing that he was now able to give Eric the same love and support that had been so pivotal in his own life. The joy that Eric brought into Simon's life was a stark contrast to the years of sorrow and emptiness that had preceded it. For the first time in a long while, Simon felt genuinely happy, and this happiness was rooted not in his professional achievements, but in the simple, yet profound, experience of being a father. Eric became Simon's anchor, the person who grounded him and reminded him of what truly mattered. However, even as Simon embraced fatherhood, there were still unresolved feelings about his career and the decisions he had made along the way. The pressure and demands of his work continued to weigh on him, and he often found himself questioning the choices that had led him to where he was. While Eric brought immense joy, the balance between his personal and professional life remained a challenge. When One Direction was formed on the X Factor in 2010, Simon Cowell had no idea the group would become one of the biggest boy bands in the world. While their success brought Simon immense pride, it also brought with it several regrets and second thoughts. Looking back, Simon has often reflected on the decisions made during One Direction's meteoric rise, and there are moments he wishes he could change. One of Simon's biggest regrets is the relentless pace at which One Direction was pushed. The band's schedule was grueling, with back-to-back tours, album releases, and public appearances. While this approach catapulted the group to global fame, Simon has expressed concern about the toll it took on the young members. He has acknowledged that the intense pressure may have contributed to the group's eventual hiatus and the personal struggles faced by some of its members. Simon also regrets not giving the members more creative freedom early in their careers. While he initially steered the band's direction, focusing on mainstream pop hits, He now wishes he had encouraged them to explore their musical styles sooner. Simon believes that allowing the members to have more input in their music could have led to a more sustainable and fulfilling career for the group, potentially extending their time together as a band. Another regret that weighs on Simon is the way Zayn Malik's departure from the group was handled. Zayn left One Direction in 2015, citing stress and a desire to live a more normal life. Simon has since admitted that he wishes he had been more supportive and understanding of Zayn's needs at the time. He feels that he could have done more to help Zayn navigate the pressures of fame and the challenges that come with it. Simon remains proud of what One Direction achieved. He acknowledges that mistakes were made, but he also recognizes that the group's success was unprecedented and came with a unique set of challenges. As Simon looks back, these regrets aren't just about business, they're deeply personal. In August 2020, Simon Cowell's life took a dramatic turn when he was involved in a serious electric bike accident at his home in Malibu. What began as a simple test ride on his new bike quickly turned into a life-threatening situation. Simon lost control of the bike and fell, suffering a severe back injury that required emergency surgery. The accident left Simon with a broken back, and he underwent a 6-hour surgery to insert a metal rod to stabilize his spine. The physical toll of the accident was immense. Simon faced months of painful rehabilitation, struggling with both the physical pain and the limitations it imposed on his active lifestyle. The recovery process was slow and arduous, forcing Simon to confront his vulnerability in a way he never had before. For someone who had always been in control, the accident was a stark reminder of how quickly life can change. But the accident didn't just affect Simon physically, it also had a profound emotional impact. As he lay in the hospital bed, unable to move, Simon had plenty of time to reflect on his life. The experience forced him to reevaluate his priorities and the way he had been living. The relentless pace of his career, the constant pressure to succeed, and the sacrifices he had made along the way all came into sharp focus. Simon later admitted that the accident was a wake-up call. It made him realize that he needed to make changes, not just in how he approached his work, but in how he lived his life. The accident served as a turning point, prompting Simon to slow down and focus more on his health and his family. He began setting new boundaries for himself, ensuring that he made time for the people and things that truly mattered. While the accident was a traumatic experience, Simon emerged from it with a renewed perspective on life. It was a moment of crisis that ultimately led to positive changes, helping Simon to find a better balance between his career and personal life. But the accident wasn't just a moment of crisis, it was a turning point in how Simon viewed his life and career. After the 2020 bike accident, Simon Cowell's path to recovery was anything but easy. The physical challenges were immense. Months of rehabilitation were required to regain his strength and mobility. However, the process of healing went beyond just the physical. This period of recovery allowed Simon to take a step back and reassess his life, leading to a shift in how he approached both his career and personal well-being. Family played a crucial role in Simon's recovery. His partner, Lauren Silverman, and their son, Eric, were by his side, providing unwavering support and encouragement. The bond between Simon and Eric grew even stronger during this time, with Simon finding comfort and motivation in his son's presence. The accident had given Simon a second chance, and he was determined to make the most of it. Support also came from his colleagues and friends in the entertainment industry. The crew of America's Got Talent rallied around Simon, ensuring that he felt valued and missed during his absence. Fellow judges like Heidi Klum, Sofia Vergara, and Howie Mandel frequently checked in on him, lifting his spirits and reminding him that he was not alone in his journey back to health. As Simon gradually recovered, he began to refocus on what truly mattered in his life. The accident had forced him to slow down, and this slower pace allowed him to appreciate the smaller, more meaningful aspects of life. He started setting boundaries that he hadn't considered before, making sure to prioritize his health and spend more quality time with his family. This period of rebuilding wasn't just about physical recovery. It marked a profound change in Simon's priorities. He became more mindful of the importance of balance in his life, recognizing that relentless work had previously taken a toll on his well-being. Simon learned to delegate more, trusting others with responsibilities that he had previously shouldered alone. By the time Simon returned to the public eye, he was not only physically stronger, but also mentally and emotionally renewed. The accident had given him a new perspective on life, one where health, family, and personal happiness took precedence over professional success. It was a transformation that reshaped how Simon viewed both his career and his future. Simon's recovery wasn't just physical, it led to profound changes in his priorities. Simon's new approach to life and work. Following his recovery, Simon Cowell made significant changes to how he approached both life and work. The accident served as a wake-up call, prompting him to reevaluate what truly mattered. No longer willing to let work consume him, Simon set new boundaries that allowed him to focus more on his health and his family. These changes were not just about cutting back on work hours. They reflected a deeper shift in his values and priorities. The family became the center of Simon's world. He began dedicating more time to his son, Eric, and his partner, Lauren. The time spent with them brought a sense of fulfillment that his career alone had never provided. Simon found joy in the everyday moments, whether it was spending time at home or taking family trips, and he cherished the opportunity to be more present in Eric's life. In the professional realm, Simon started delegating more responsibilities. He recognized that he didn't need to be at the helm of every project. This shift allowed him to maintain his influence in the industry while also preserving his well-being. Simon's decision to step back in certain areas didn't diminish his impact. Instead, it allowed him to focus on what he loved most about his work, discovering new talent and nurturing their growth. Simon also became more mindful of the pressures that come with fame and success. He used his experiences to mentor younger artists, guiding them not only in their careers, but also in managing the challenges of the spotlight. His new approach was about balance, ensuring that his legacy in the music industry was not built at the expense of his happiness. Even with these new priorities, Simon's influence in the music industry remains strong. He continues to be a powerful force, shaping the careers of aspiring artists and contributing to the ever-evolving landscape of entertainment. But even with these new priorities, Simon's legacy in the music industry remains strong. Looking ahead, Simon Cowell's future in the entertainment industry appears as influential as ever. While he has adopted a more balanced approach to life, his passion for discovering and nurturing new talent remains undiminished. Simon continues to be a key figure in shaping the music industry, and his role is likely to evolve as he adapts to new trends and challenges in the business. The question of whether One Direction might reunite is one that fans and Simon himself have pondered. While nothing is certain, Simon has expressed hope that the group will come together again. He acknowledges that the members have grown both personally and artistically since their hiatus, and a reunion would need to reflect that growth. Simon understands that any potential comeback would have to be on their terms, with a focus on their creative freedom and well-being. As the music industry continues to change, Simon sees his role evolving to meet the needs of a new generation of artists. He has spoken about the importance of staying relevant and understanding the digital landscape that now dominates the industry. Simon is keenly aware of the shifts in how music is produced, distributed, and consumed, and he is prepared to embrace these changes while staying true to his core values. Simon's plans include continuing his work on talent shows, but with a renewed focus on mentoring and guiding artists through the complexities of the music world. His experience has made him more attuned to the pressures faced by young artists, and he is committed to ensuring they have the support they need to thrive. The possibility of a One Direction reunion, coupled with Simon's evolving role in the industry, suggests that the next chapter of his career could be just as impactful as the previous ones. While the future holds many uncertainties, Simon's influence and legacy in the music industry are secure. Simon Cowell's journey is a true example of strength. From facing heartbreaking losses to achieving remarkable successes, Simon has proven that even in the toughest times, one can find meaning and happiness. If you found this video meaningful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more inspiring stories about those who shape our world.